And now after my first week in Colombia, being introduced, it's an orientation process where I'll have classes. At the end of that week, I met my students, and trust me, my students were fun. Classes were fun, and you can be really diverse here in classes. I mean, I ended up explaining things with activities such as restaurant activities. Students came to class and they cooked and they brought food to class. They invited guests. They made invitations, and they functioned as if they were in a formal upscale restaurant. I mean, these kids will surprise you. I will send I will send a link to a video I made back in well, not me. I did not make the video. My students made the video. I gave them an activity. I said we were looking at some songs, and one group decided to one class. This I had three classes, three grade 11 classes. One group decided, okay, we're going to do "We Are the World," and trust me, it was wonderful. I mean, at the time, students did not have accents and all of that. Well, yes, they have accent. They have a Colombian accent. They have a Spanish accent. So teaching here is really fulfilling. We all know that teaching is not a rich man's job. No, it's not. You have to love what you're doing. And if you do not love it, if you do not like it, the truth is it doesn't make sense you do it, because you're going to be in class and you're going to be saying, yo, why am I doing this? Yo, this. And I've seen teachers here at I've seen many teachers from the US, Canada, the UK. Many teachers have been here and they did not survive. I mean, they did not survive classrooms. Why? Because they're not really teachers. They just came here to, well, Americans come here to travel around Colombia, because Colombia is a really, really, really beautiful country. It's an extremely wonderful country. And many people come here for the truth. Many people come here for many reasons. Many people come to Colombia for Medellin. Medellin has one of the biggest nightlife in the world. Medellin. American men come. American men, British men, men from around the world come to Medellin for sex. I mean, there's a thing called sex tourism. Many people go to Medellin for that. Me, I go to Medellin for the festivals. Medellin has one of the most interesting festivals in Colombia. Going to different parts of Colombia. I lived in Cundinamarca. Now, Cundinamarca is a state here in Colombia. Here in Colombia, they call them departamentos. Now, I lived in Bogota. Lived using the past. I used to live in Bogota. When I lived in Bogota in 2016, I traveled a lot because Colombia had so much to offer, and to I wanted to enjoy all that this country had or all that this country has to offer. I'm yet to finish traveling all around Colombia, because Colombia is a huge country. Colombia is a extreme Antioquia. Antioquia is where Antioquia is the state where Medellin is the capital. Antioquia is bigger than Jamaica by far. Bigger than Jamaica by far. I mean, Medellin, only the capital city, Medellin, has a population of 5 million people. 5 million. So it is like 2 to 1 with Jamaica, or what? I don't know. I'm not a math person. you know, Bogota's population is over 11 million. Colombia has a population of 50 millions. 50 million, yeah. So you'll see where the cities. If you want to have somaki, you'll go to Barranquilla. That is on the Caribbean coast of Colombia. It is Barranquilla is the capital city for Amazonias. That's a department here in Colombia. Amazonias, I think. Yes, I think Barranquilla is the capital, but Barranquilla is beautiful. And Barranquilla is where Shakira, that singer is from. Shakira, that woman is from Barranquilla. Now, Cali, Santiago de Cali is the capital for Valle del Cauca, the plains. Now, when you go to these places, every time you leave one department or one city here in Colombia to another city, it's like you have entered a different country. The culture is different. And with culture, for culture, I'm big on culture. And there are so many things here similar to Jamaica. There's this quadrille dance in Jamaica. It is also here. And it is called quadrillas. They have carnivals here in Colombia. They have black and white festival in Nariño. That's the coldest state in Colombia, close to Ecuador, close to the ground, the land border to Ecuador. It is called that the capital city Nariño is Pasto, and Pasto, they have a lot of black folks in Pasto. They have a lot. There are some places where they are more predominantly black. For example, La Guajira, Choco, and the truth be told, these are the poorer parts of Colombia. There are people here in Colombia who are living in abject poverty, but that's not why we're here, right? We're here, to learn, to impart knowledge, and we're here to grow. That's the truth. It doesn't matter how old you are, what your age is. We're here to learn, and that's what one of the first things you should tell your students. My thing when I went to the students, the very first thing I said to my students was, I'm not here to teach you. And me, based on my knowledge, everything that I know, I learned it from my surroundings. And I said to them, I drew on Socrates for a second. I was young then, younger. I said to them, the only thing that I know is that I know nothing. And the whole fact that I do not know nothing, I'm willing to learn. And my classes were fun. My classes were extremely fun. Students were always there to help me. My students have taught me Spanish, so to speak. My students taught me Spanish. And we're going to get on to how I learned Spanish. It's quite a story how I learned Spanish. It's interesting. But to be honest, I've been hearing that people are afraid of Colombia because of what we have seen on TV, the news we have heard, and that. I mean, many of what we hear is not usually true. And I've been to Medellin and Cali. And those two places are the two places where the drug cartels were concentrated here in Colombia. Now, I'm going to first talk about Medellin because Medellin is where Pablo Escobar was from. And when it comes on to the topic of Pablo Escobar, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to Colombia, do not talk about Pablo Escobar. It's the truth. Do not talk about Pablo Escobar. Colombians are proud people, and the whole fact that they claim that Pablo Escobar was a disgrace to their country. Talking about Pablo Escobar can cause Colombians to become not violent, but that feeling, I don't want to talk about them, and they will look at you and like they will look at you funny. The whole fact that you're talking about Pablo Escobar, so don't. I've been to Pablo Escobar's estate. That place, it's beautiful. I've recently the government bombed. Well, I'm going to say it's a bomb. It was a controlled bomb. They bombed a apartment building where Pablo Escobar was. It was Pablo Escobar's private prison because he was locked in jail and he decided that he wanted to stay there. So it was his private house arrest, house prison. So they bombed it, cleared it away, and they started making car park there, garage. No, public parks rather. So Medellin is one of the most beautiful cities here in Colombia. It is called Ciudad de Primavera, the spring city. It is cool in Medellin, never hot, never cold. And Medellin has the most flowers in the entire world. I mean, women would, if you think about all the flowers that you know, you're in Colombia because Colombia has the most flowers in the entire world. Now, jumping from Medellin to Valle del Cauca, jumping away from Antioquia to Valle del Cauca, it's about, if you're traveling on a bus, it will take you about maybe maybe 16 hours, 16, 15, 16 hours. I don't like the bus. But if you want to know Colombia, you can travel around by bus. It's cheap, and even plane rides are cheap here in Colombia. I mean, I pay like 6,000 Jamaican dollars from where I am now to go to Medellin. And if I should take the bus from here to Medellin, it's going to take me about 20 hours, 20 to 24 hours. So I take the bus and it takes me 45 minutes from Villavicencio, where I live in Meta, to Medellin. And yeah, that's it. It's now going to Cali. Going to Cali. Cali is 11 hours away from the capital, Bogota. 11 hours by bus. So when I went to Cali, Cali is fun. Santiago de Cali, it's a lot of fun. They had a drug problem there, so you have a degree of poor folks in Cali. So, and really, when you're around the poor folks, it's just marvelous. They come to you. They People see you. They genuinely want to know things about you. They want to know about your country. And when you say that you are from Jamaica, ¿de dónde eres? And your response, Jamaica. Soy de Jamaica. Ah, Jamaica. So, I mean, there are Jamaicans here who have brought disgrace to Jamaica and the Jamaican fraternity here in Colombia, the Jamaican community here in Colombia. There are a few Jamaicans, very disgraceful people here. But that does not affect the approach that Colombians give to Jamaica. When they hear that you're from Jamaica, they Bob Marley, Usain Bolt. Those are the things and some people expect all Jamaicans to be wearing dreadlocks and smoking weed. No, not these people. You'll find some people will ask you about weed and all of those things, but they are genuinely interested in Jamaica, and these people are fun. I can never say that enough. These people are generally fun loving people. They are always smiling, and for those who love to party, these people party a lot. These people party a lot. I equate Colombians to Jamaicans, and I think that is the reason why I'm here so long, because the Jamaican culture is it can be seen here in the Colombian society. In when you go to some places here in Colombia, you say, wow, that was we do something like that in Jamaica. We do something like this in Jamaica, and it is Cali and Medellin. Then you go on to Barranquilla, or if you want to be exotic, you want some exotic fun, you fly over to Cartagena de Indias. Now Cartagena is the capital for Bolivar. The ciudad. Cartagena is the capital for the Bolivar department. Or no, I'm going crazy. Cartagena is the capital for the Indias department. No. So Cartagena is beautiful. Cartagena is extremely beautiful. And what is the hidden treasure here in Colombia is going to be surprising to you. There's a place here in Colombia called San Andres, Islas de San Andres y Providencia. Now, if you go to San Andres, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be surprised, because in San Andres, they speak Patois, just like us. You will go to San Andres and you do not know if you're talking to a Jamaican, because they use Patois just like us. And I can say that they use Patois better than I do, because whenever I hear some people, some people from Cartagena, San Andres using Pat. I'm like,